It's March 25th, 2027, opening day for the Sacramento Athletics as we enter year 4 of our rebuild. Still without a record above 500. We tried it again for another offseason, and hopefully this team can, take us there to an above 500 record. I'd hope so. I should start off with the injured list. Paul Blackburn is hurt. He was in the starting rotation, got hurt in spring training. Nick Lodolo as well. Mason Miller still out for 5 months, had a setback, so he won't be back until maybe late August. And then Jairo Iriarte on track to be back in about June before the draft. That's the injured list, couple pitchers. So what does our rotation look like right now? Lance McCullers Jr. comes over, 1-year deal, or actually no, 2-year deal with a player option, $7.4 million for each season. He's 33 years old. Fragile, that's the tough part, but he did start 34 games last season in Baltimore, and I think he's a good player. Jesus Guerrero is back from injury. He is now fragile as well, only on a $3 million auto-renewed contract. His first kind of extended action as a starting pitcher last season before getting hurt in September. 114 and 2/3 innings, 3.85 ERA, 3.87 FIP. A very solid starting pitcher and second option, though we'd like him to be third and have Mason Miller back. Also signed Taijuan Walker to a $3.24 million deal. I think that he can just be a decent starter in his last full season with the Phillies. He was an average, actually above average starter, ERA under 4, 169 innings, 32 starts. If he can do that with us, that's a bonus. With the injuries to Lodolo and Blackburn, Garrett Clevenger is in the starting rotation as a follower. 2.81 ERA last season, only 3 starts through 50 games, though 134 and 2/3 innings for Garrett Clevenger, who has been spectacular since we picked him up off waivers 2 years ago. I guess 3 years ago now. Noragumi Matsumoto is back. He only pitched 23 and 2/3 innings last season. Had a really rough go of it, negative 1.3 WAR. Right now he's the 5th starter. I don't know how I feel about that, but our new manager, Troy Barrick, that's his decision that he's going to make. So I'm going to roll with that. Out of the bullpen, John King is a Rule 5 draft pick, age 32 though. He's a lefty, control, movement, extreme ground ball guy. Had a really good season in AAA Jacksonville with the Marlins. He was actually a Rule 5 pick of the Yankees, who had just traded for him for Jaden Hilton, who doesn't seem to be a prospect of note. Nick Frasso back in the bullpen in long relief. I would see him being a 5th starter right now, but who knows. Didn't pitch extremely well last season. Sean Newcomb back again. He just keeps coming back. Has fully revived his career in Oakland and Sacramento. Has more career value here than he did in his first 2 years in Atlanta. First 3 years, I should say. And he's just been great for us as a really good lefty relief option. ERA of 3.03 in his time with us. So he's back in the long relief role. Cody Funderburk, middle reliever, didn't have a good year with us last season, but did in AAA. Josh Fleming, he's a waiver claim. Josh Fleming, minor league free agent signing, 30 years old, another lefty control artist. Had a great season in AAA, great season in independent ball the year before. We'll see. He was a long time, I think, Rays prospect. Yeah, claimed off, or no. Phillies to the Rays. Okay. Well, I still think he's a good player. Joe Boyle is back. He had a rough year as well last season. If these relief arms bounce back and the variability swings our way, I think we'll have a really formidable bullpen with a good balance of skills. Another guy who balances out the strikeout artists like Newcomb and Clevenger. Well, he's a reliever technically, but he will be back in the pen. And Boyle and Maldonado with a good balance of control, movement, velocity, stuff, all that. Brady Basso, I love him. I love that he just keeps sticking around, and he's improved every year, surprisingly. Now at age 29, just keeps chugging, and we're happy to have him back after another good season with us. Or I guess he's kind of gone on and off. That's the variability of relievers. But now in the lone setup role, I'm surprised. Anthony Maldonado was probably our best reliever outside of Clevenger last season. 1.7 RWAR, 2.38 ERA, 17 saves, 56 and 2/3 innings pitched. Picked him up off waivers from the Marlins. That's the pitching staff. On the lineup side, we want more runs this season, and I'm not sure how we're going to get there, but we'll try. This is the view that I like. Brought back Jonah Heim. He is a switch hitting catcher, but I found out that he's actually got reverse splits from what I thought. Well, not really reverse splits, but he's better against lefties, so we got two of those guys, but he's still good enough against righties. Suzak comes back. He actually has reverse splits, so I guess it works itself out. Suzak is back as well after a pretty good rookie season with 192 plate appearances, .5 WAR. Heim was much better in Tampa, and his BABIP was raised there, which is why I'm hoping he's more this league average hitter that we saw after we traded him to the Rays. Miguel Vargas back after an average starting season for the first time in his career, now age 27. After just milling around for the past 5 years, finally broke through, and hope he can continue that. His ratings certainly show that he should. Tyler Soderstrom, platooning with him, his rookie year, or I guess first full starting year, was great for what it was. 23 years old after being stinky last season in real life in 2023. Stinky again, but I'd say for worse reasons. He just couldn't hit. This season was like small sample size anomaly. This one was like he played the whole year and he stunk. So hoping for a bounce back here for Soderstrom, only 25. Darryl Hernandez is going to get the full-time role at second base. Maybe not the best defender there, but this hit tool is too good to pass up. He can steal bases, be kind of an asset all over the field, and I'm hoping for him to break out now at age 25 with about a half-season experience in the majors over the past 3 years. Ryan McMahon back as well. Started off last season on fire, came back down to earth, and had the worst season with the bat since his cup of coffee in 2017 with the Rockies. He's got one more deal at $4 million. I wouldn't hesitate to get rid of him. I've got options in AAA if he falters, but I'm always rooting for him. The option one would be Yoshihito Furutani, who makes the club out of training camp for the first time. He started off he's an international free agent signing from Japan. He's hit every level along the way, including in AAA last season. Probably should have won MVP. What did he do? Did he win anything? Second in Pacific Coast League Most Valuable Player Award voting, and the equivalent of the Silver Slugger in that league at 31. Big game Bob Moore is starting at shortstop after he did with Philadelphia, and I criticized them, saying, how do you let this guy start at shortstop? Well, the problem is we've got no other options that can hit. So he's going to start at shortstop. Hopefully he can be better. I tried to improve his defense. It didn't work. Just the way it goes. We have Noah Miller down in AAA. We have Paul DeJong. We brought him back. Can't really play shortstop, though. Noah Miller, I think, would be the other option at shortstop if he is not good. Next up, Dalton Varsho comes over on a $2.2 million deal, 70 outfield range. He can catch a little bit, I guess, on off days. What are his ratings? He's not actually that bad. 55 framing. Just doesn't have the arm, which is surprising because he's got 60 outfield arm. Whatever. I think that after a down season in Philadelphia, he can come over here at age 30 and do the best of his career. At least I hope so. 60 power, 70 range. We'll see on a cheap deal. Abraham Tejera, starting from opening day with the club, hit well in spring training, had a bad season, up with us for a cup of coffee, but good enough in AAA that I believe in him. Denzel Clark back. I just want him to put a full season together. That'd be very nice. He's still yet to be fragile, even though it seems like he gets hurt a disproportionate amount. This power development was very encouraging, going from 4 to 19 home runs, really in nearly double the plate, or I guess no, like a third more of the plate appearances. So big power jump from Denzel Clark, maybe at the expense of some doubles, but it was certainly enough to make him a valuable player for us, and he's been one of our rising stars. Only 26 years old and a plus center fielder. Chase Davis struggled in spring training but had a good rookie year and has hit every level along the way. A former first-round pick of the St. Louis Cardinals. We got him from the Nationals for a prospect who probably won't do anything. And Lawrence Butler, finally, wrapping it up. He is the guy that just is endlessly frustrating, can be a great defender, and looks like he has the tools to be an average hitter. Well, I guess he is a slightly below average hitter. He's been a fine starter, I guess, but we want just a little bit more. And I think this team has the potential to give a little bit more. Certainly, I think last year was an aberration with Soderstrom hitting so poorly, and the peripheral guys not hitting well. I don't think we'll blow the roof off, but maybe we get lucky and string a few games together, and we'll see. A quick look at the farm system. You'll notice Henry Bolte is down in AAA. He'll be first to come up if any of these outfielders struggle. I just wanted to get him a little bit more acclimated in AAA. He struggled in spring training. He's still only 23. His gap power training was successful, but I am stupid, and he's already reached the potential, which I don't know why the development lab can't extend potential. I feel like that would be part of its function. Would be like, okay, he's reached the potential he's got with contact or gap power. Why don't we extend that just a little bit to like 50, and it's an average tool instead of a slightly below average tool? I don't get that. But always this defense and this power, he'll stick around. Other guys on the farm, talked about Noah Miller, Gabriel Martinez. I increased his defense manually because when I sent him to the development lab, he was successful in training left field, which is not what I wanted, but it wouldn't let me change it. So I went into commissioner mode, boosted up his range. 65 was too high. It's going to be around 50 when the next scouting report comes in, and this makes him now a competent first baseman defensively, which is what I wanted. And if somebody like Vargas struggles or we need a DH type guy, he can come up in a pinch and handle it. And he's 24. He's ready to come up after a good season at AAA. Will Banfield, the other catcher on the 40-man. In real life, he's getting some buzz right now. Nathan Lavender claimed him off waivers in the offseason. Didn't pitch well in spring training, so he's starting in AAA. And I've got a few other guys on minor league deals like Eric Lauer, Spencer Howard, vets to come in AAA and fill out the farm. Marcheco, I really wanted to break with the club and be that fifth starter, but he was awful in spring training, so he is going to start in AAA, and we'll see what he can do. Tanner Hall, another starter down here, Joey Estes, Gunnar Hoagland, and Edward Cabrera. I think we have the most depth that we've ever had, and I'm happy for that. Speaking of that depth, it extends into AA for the first time in a while. It's not like, but we have 40 potential guys kind of all around here. For the most part, we've only had one or two, but now we have a complete AA outfield, half of an infield, even though part of it's Eugenio Suarez at 35. Sadayuki Takashima signed with us from Japan for a minor league deal. He's more of a DH type. If he can maybe play first base, he is 6'4", 30 infield range. Anybody else down here? Cole Mathis, I love. I am going to go to Charleston this weekend and see him pitch, hopefully. Maybe see him hit. But I'll be rooting for him. I'm on a tour of seeing my guys play in real life, which is fun. It's one of my favorite parts about out-of-the-park baseball. You can stumble across guys that you drafted or you traded for, things like that. So excited to see Cole Mathis pitch, hopefully. Anybody else? Jose Pena Jr., hope he succeeds. Now in high A, a little bit of depth here too, but would like that to improve. It's just the prospect engine is tough to crack in this game so far. It's been my experience. A-ball is where we got our guys. Gio Ducre, Grady Emerson, Ernesto Garces, and Jack McKernan, who's pitching his second level at A-ball. I need him to break through, but he's still a talented pitcher. Jesus Moncayo, whose defense improved at catcher following training, and Nelson Serpa. These are our top prospects right now, and they're all in A-ball together. Other guys like Mauricio Huerta or Carson Messina could follow them up, as well as some. I guess I'll throw up him, and then cut somebody like Hampton. No, I guess I can't. These guys are all nice. I'll cut Hampton. Can't be a 25 overall. Anybody play the outfield? Who's got 75 arm? Man. I don't know. Somebody will play outfield and figure it out. We only got 2 of them, though. That's not great. All right, anyways, I wanted to throw Canete up there because he's a talented pitcher, and I wanted him to get the full season. But in the DSL, we signed some international free agents. I probably should fill out this roster because the complex is about to fill up. Boom, boom, boom. Who else is good enough? I guess we got a lot of guys. There we go. That's not all of them. This fills up so quickly nowadays. I'll have to balance these rosters when the season starts, but for right now, I can keep them like that. In the Arizona League, we have some decent players. Ethan Wheeler was our second-round pick last season. No Lemus. I don't know. Guys that just have to kind of figure it out. But the farm is a lot deeper nowadays, and I'm happy about that. We have the 10th best farm system in baseball with Emerson coming in at number 20 now. Juan Morera, who I just signed in international free agency. Juan Pacheco, Jorge Sandoval, Garces, and Wheeler are our top. Oh, I missed him. Top 100 prospects. And then these guys, Ducre, Lemus, McKernan, Tapia in the top 200. That's, I guess, about it. I should set these. Budget's supposed to increase by $8 million next season. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something. I made some moves on the waiver wire. Joey Cantillo and Zach Geloff. So bring back a few. I think it's Geloff. I keep saying Geloff. Zach Geloff, 2 former Sacramento Athletics. Nick Gordon is still available in free agency. Maybe bring him back. I do love him. We'll offer him. Come up and play shortstop for us. Speaking of which, do they have any shortstops with good range? Tim Anderson is about it. I'd rather give our young guys the shot. Preseason predictions. We are supposed to be 79 and 83, which would be a marked improvement over last season's 67 win finish. Nobody's supposed to be in these rankings for us. Here's the NL side, if you're curious. Rockies, 94 and 68, top in the NL West. That is fun. I guess I haven't shown around the rest of the league as much. I'll show the offseason summaries by team. The Mets, the Angels, and the Rangers make the biggest moves. It was kind of a quieter offseason, I would say, from what I noticed. Rutschman goes to the Rangers and Nick Fortes, so 2 really good catchers. Why is Rutschman only a 50 overall? I don't like that. His defense has kind of suffered. Vaughn Grissom and Bo Bichette to the Rangers, lose Woodruff. Yeah, we're kind of getting into the weeds of how the fictional stuff lines up. Diaz and Bradish for the Angels. And the Mets get Sandy Alcantara, Giolito, Buehler, Yuki Matsui. Revamp their whole pitching staff, I guess. Oh, yeah, Luis Robert goes to the Padres for this pretty budget deal, I'd say, for who Robert is. I haven't been liking the free agent contracts so far in this game. Hopefully on the next patch, my next save, that'll be fixed. So look at the free agent contracts. Where do I go to see that? Here. Alcantara gets a bigger contract than Robert, which is surprising to me. 7 years, 156, 6 years, 175. The difference there. Bueller gets I just feel like these aren't that expensive for how the way the game is trending. JP Sears somehow got $20 million after a dog season last season. There you go, Red Sox. I think I missed awards. I'll show those quickly. Where are we at? So, for last season, Langford wins MVP. Christian Javier. That's back-to-back MVPs for Langford? Or did I show this? I feel like I might have showed this. I think I might be stupid. But yeah, there's a refresher of the awards. I think I did show this because I remember saying Langford won. So yeah, that's about it. Opening day, I'll be back at the draft, which I have moved to June 4th. So we'll be ready to go with the second overall pick. We bumped up from 3 in the lottery. The White Sox behind us with their compensatory pick. But happy to jump up. Pirates go all the way back down from 1 to 6. That's brutal as the Twins leapfrog them. Right now, the mock draft has us taking Floyd Sarrazin, another high school pitcher, which I'm not excited about. Jonathan Jordan to the Twins is the pick. He's an average potential player. I think that I am looking at, I forget who it was. Anyways, I mean, we'll have our pick of the litter, and there's some good players in here. This guy, Arande Kledzik, 70 range shortstop with a pretty good bat. This eye worries me. I think I'll throw him in the development lab immediately in this base stealing, but he's one of the guys I'm looking at. And then the rest of them. I mean, there's enough. Caleb McLaughlin might be a better option. I don't know. I'll look into it later. Might do it live on the stream or on the video. But anyways, that's what we're looking like. The team, again, incremental improvement. That's all you can do when you're on the A's budget. Hopefully we'll keep it churning until the next wave of prospects arrives, and that, I think, will be the real window of contention. Well, thanks for watching. Get you back next week. I've been vacationing and moving around over the past few weeks, so the uploads are a little bit more sporadic, but thank you for sticking with me.